So there was this Russian girl one time. This was probably about 200 years ago or some great amount of time ago. But basically, there was this girl. She was 400 pounds or 500 pounds. She had been fat her whole entire life, and she wanted to go to space. And I think she was dying or something like that. And she only had a couple years to live. I'm not exactly sure. But basically, she really wanted to lose weight, and I mean, she really wanted to go up, and they told her. And anyway, it's somehow I got involved, and I was like, well, or something like that, where she went. Anybody could apply or something like that. Anyway, though, they kept harassing her and sending her home or something like that. She went through a lot, but she would show up every time, and she really wanted to go up really badly. And like I said, she was sickly, and she was sickly too. They said she was sickly, and I think I might have asked what was wrong with her. Anyway, they found out that there was something wrong with her, and she only had so long to live. Anyway, so that there was something wrong with her, but there was nothing we could do about her. So anyway, though, um, so anyway, though, they sent her home again. I think like that because they said you can't go up. You're never gonna be able to go up. Anyway, I found out about it. I was like, well, if she's willing to do it, we can make her lose weight. There are ways, you know. So you medically. So anyway, so she came back. She said, yeah, she would do anything. So she came back, and I think they started hooked her up intravenously and all that stuff. Anyway, she whined and complained, and she hated it. But anyway, she hated it. She gave my staff one heck of a bad time. Because they wouldn't feed her because they're like, you're here to lose weight. You know you want to lose weight, and because you really want to go up into space, don't you? And anyway though, it's a long story. It's a really good story, actually. Anyway, yeah, and she had gone around the public and talked about how she wanted to go to space and blah 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 before she dies or something like that. She had done all this stuff. Anyway, and people kind of laughed at her because she was like a 400-pound woman, and they gave her a bad time. Uh, anyway, though, but the point was is that I'm not exactly sure about the details, but she lost the weight through great amounts of of what's it called of effort. My staff gets her to lose the weight. So she loses the weight, and then she even after she loses the weight, she even goes and she talks to different people, and does public appearances and raises some money for the fuel because I think somebody said she had to pay for the fuel or something like that. So she goes around, she tries to raise some money, whatever. Anyway, though, so she comes back and they tell her that she can't go. She's never gonna be able to go. Thank you for the money. Actually, they get the money from her and then they say, "You can't go. You're never gonna be able to go." And they send her home and even drive her home. And and said she doesn't want it. She doesn't want to go up anymore. Anyway, she changed her mind. Anyway, I said I don't believe you, and basically I sent the station commander or the base commander, I mean, all the way down there to pick her up and bring her back because I felt like they had forced her off the base, basically because they've been trying to get rid of her this whole time. So anyway, she comes back and she does want to go, and she thought that she hadn't lost enough weight because the doctors apparently or somebody had told her that she was 50 pounds shy of being able to go. I was like, I don't care about 50 pounds. That's easily within the norms or within a ratio like we could lift 506. I was like, we could lift satellites. What the Anyway, I got all mad, and like I said, I ripped out a couple people's throats. Basically, I verbally ripped out a couple people's throats, and I might have even threatened the station commander's life because I was pissed. Anyway, I'm not exactly sure what I did, but I got really angry. Anyway, so she eventually does go, of course, and like I said, I'm pretty sure she was dying of something. She was 400 pounds. She lost all the weight, but she was dying, and anyway, eventually she comes back. She writes all these books, and she makes all these public appearances, and even talks. I think she even did some women's rights thing or equal rights thing, and did some other stuff. Anyway, eventually, and she does all these public appearances and even appears in films like that. And she says how much it changed her life, how much the weight loss has changed her life, and everything is so much better now. So and anyway, though, but yeah, I mean, anyway, I think I blew like $1,000 or $2,000, and I think she actually goes up more than once because once she goes up, the public, and once she starts speaking, the public wants to send her up again. And the doctors and my scientists are like, well, she's not really doing anything up there. I was like, I don't care, whatever. It's good for publicity. Anyway, so mostly it's just a publicity stunt, and I waste a little bit of money. And she goes up at least, I think more than once. I'm pretty sure, even though she's supposed to have a weak heart or anything or something like that. Anyway, she lives about 5 more years or so, and then she dies, or 8 more years, and then she dies. And when they take apart her heart, they say, yeah, she was going to die, regardless. Like I have a full autopsy about her body to find out exactly what was wrong with her. So they take her all apart and look at her inside after she died, and I think we asked her to if we could take a look at her body, afterwards. Anyway, though, but yeah. Anyway, it's kind of a sad story, but anyway, though, but we put her up in space. I did, and like I said, after I did that, when she died, I was really happy I did. So anyway, she said how I had changed her life and everything else like that. I made a difference. So anyway, it felt good though, but a lot. I blew like $2,000 or $3,000 on her. And this is back in, like, I don't know, probably 1800. I didn't care, especially after she was dead. Anyway, it's funny. I got attached to someone I didn't even know. She was just someone. I never met her. I just saw pictures of her and heard about her. So anyway, oh well. Anyways, she did a lot. She wrote several books, and like Russia is basically the space agency. It's always been the space agency. So, anyway, if you will, Russia was basically the space agency for the longest time. I probably could remember every single person I've ever helped. There's a few, more than a few. People I helped throughout the years. Anyway, she was one. This 400-pound woman that they said would never go to space. I was like, I don't care if we have to get a forklift. We're going to get her up there. Or someone, maybe it might have been someone else that I told you better get her up in that thing. And he might have said, I don't care if we have to use a forklift. We're going to get her up in there. And I said, good man. Anyway, my people handled it, so that's what I paid them for. So anyway, and after a while, they were behind it too, because the public was really in support of her, and yeah. So anyway, yeah. One just another person I helped. There's quite a few I've helped over the years. Epic LS. Yeah. I mean, I took the LSF spaceship through by Earth at least 2 or 3 times. I'd come back, and then later on I had other spaceships I'd come back in. So anyway, never really was a person though. I was a computer. Artificial intelligence. Whatever. You can look up the story in Russia. Maybe ask Putin or someone in the Russian space agency. Like, their space agency is way older and way more real than anyone else's. Like, they were space. Like, I don't think there's anybody else on Earth. I think Russia was like my space agency. I don't think there's anybody else that was space, other than really Russia. Like White Sands, whatever, and Florida. That's not really, they really didn't do all that much. It was all Russia. Russia was like my space agency. And Germany. It was Germany. Well, it kind of started in Germany, then it went to Russia. But basically, Germany was attacked and was basically taken over, so we kind of moved everything to Russia. It was safer, so. And anyway. Everyone says you can't launch from here, you can't launch from there. It's like, yeah, right. We can launch from anywhere. So, just not optimal to launch from there. But anyway, fascinating story. You should go look it up. She made films. We made a film of her. She wrote lots of books. Russia should have a national archive for space and also literature. It should be there somewhere.